Good morning. I just walked my client out, so I said, let me do a video real quick. I got a break for a second. You guys don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. I would really appreciate that. Like my grandson said, that's good karma for you. But I thought about making a video about women in worship because I got my women in worship t-shirt on. So, I wanted to tell you guys a story that happened. Something that happened. I can't remember what year it was that we had the women in worship, but it was a group of us that was on the altar ministry. It was Wanda, Phillis, Roberta, myself, and it was a few other ladies. I can't remember their names, but however, we had Women in Worship is with Pastor Melva, and she has it for 3 days. Well, I think it's more than 3 days, but we were there. I was there Saturday and Sunday, but not Sunday. Look at me. I was there Friday and Saturday, and Sunday we had church. We was back at church. So anyway, that Saturday, it was at UWM in the auditorium. And so, we were having, it was really, really good. We were having some church. The women were speaking well. And this particular time, Pastor Melva was up and she was speaking. And she said, to turn to the person that was next to you and hold their hand and pray with them. So Phyllis was standing next to me at the time. So me and Phyllis turned towards each other and we held each other's hands and we prayed. And so, again, if you see any of my other videos, I talked about how the Holy Spirit can take over you. And so I held Phyllis's hand, and the Holy Spirit had took over me and told me to basically, well, I ain't gonna say told me, but it was an impulse for me to hold her head and pray for her. So I did that. So first of all, I would never do that in public, is to just grab somebody's head, and we supposed to be because we started off holding each other's hands. And so then I put my, I put, while I was praying for her, while we was holding each other's hands, I was praying for her, and I was saying, for, to God to help release any burdens that she had, and to, lift her spirits up, and to get anything that's heavy and burdened on her to get lifted off of her. And so, I put my hands on her head for some reason. I don't know why I did it, but the Holy Spirit had me put both my hands on her head, and so I started speaking in tongues. And first of all, I'm not. I'm gonna stop saying that I'm a shy person, because when I was teaching at Paul Mitchell and we would have our meetings in the morning with all the teachers, I would say that I was shy, and they would say, stop saying that, don't speak that over yourself and saying that you're shy, because all that's going to do is, make you be a shy person, or think that you can't speak in front of people, or whatever the situation is. So I'm going to say, I don't want to say that I'm a shy person, but I'm going to say I would never in public, first of all, speak in tongues and hold somebody's head. So the Holy Spirit had me do this. So I put my hands on her head and I just started speaking in tongues. And it wasn't for a long time, because Pastor Melvin was praying on stage. And I just started speaking in tongues. I wasn't like loud, but well, I don't even know if I was loud or not, because when you're in the spirit, you don't know what you're doing. So I put my hands on her head and I started speaking in tongues. And I don't remember exactly how long it was. I'm sure it wasn't too long. And so she told me, Pastor Mills told us we can, stop praying with each other. So I turned back around. Me and Phyllis turned back around, and Pastor Melville was finishing up because she was ending the for the day. So me and Phyllis, we get our stuff and we get ready to leave, and I kind of wasn't paying attention to Phyllis, because I was listening. I had turned towards the stage, and I'm listening to Pastor Melvin give us directions on what we needed to do as far as leaving, because there was a lot of people there in the auditorium. So, long story short, the next day was Sunday. So we get to church, and on the altar ministry, we would come to church a half an hour early and we would pray together, before we went up. If they called anybody up to the altar, we would go up there behind them or whatever. So me and Wanda, and Phillis, and I think it was Roberta too. We all had got together. We was praying. So after we finished praying, we went into to church, and Phyllis came up to me and she said, "What did you pray for me for yesterday?" And I said, for heavy burdens to be lifted off of you, and so on and so forth. I don't remember exactly, but I know it was for burdens to be lifted off of you. And she said, when you prayed for me and you touched my head, I felt electricity go through my body. And she said, it made me so weak I had to sit down. And I was like, why you didn't tell me this yesterday? After I did it, she said, I don't know, because it made me weak. And when I felt the electricity go through my body, it drained me. So I had to sit down. And I said, well, I didn't even pay attention to you, because once Pastor Melva told us to stop, I don't know if I stopped right away from, what I was doing with you, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm turning, so I didn't know. She said, no, she said, it drained me and I felt electricity go through my body, and it made me so weak that I had to sit down. And I'm like, oh my God. So me and Wanda standing there looking at each other, and we like, I'm tripping because I didn't even know that this happened, that God had me do that even happened to her. She said, yeah. She said, but I felt like my, whatever was going on with me, I felt like my burdens was like lifted, and I felt like I didn't have any worries, and I felt light, and I felt, good. I just felt like, I didn't have any cares, or worries or anything. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And so Wanda, she said, she started asking me questions. She was like, I need you to pray for me, so we kind of laughing and stuff, but I'm tripping out because I didn't even know that happened. I didn't even know that God had me do that. So that was something else that happened that I wasn't even aware that it happened, you guys. So God is real. He's real. He uses us. We just need to be open to receiving messages from him. He'll give us signs, and the Bible talks about signs and like synchronicity, signs and wonders. If you pay attention and you open yourself up and pray and ask God to guide you and show you things, he absolutely will. I mean, it will be a sequence of things that'll happen, and you can't even believe the things that is going on is really happening. And so he'll lead you in the right direction, but you have to open up yourself to it. And so just ask him to, just to open your heart and your mind so that you can receive the messages that he has. And he absolutely will speak to you in different ways. He can speak to you through people, through the television, through music, numbers, anything. But you will know because it'll be a sequence of things, and you'll be like, I heard this already. Or like if you hear somebody tell you something and then somebody tell you the same thing that the other person has said, and y'all ain't nowhere by each other or whatever, that's like confirmation. When you hear something twice, usually that's God speaking to you, giving you confirmation of something. So I just wanted to do a brief video real quick because I had my Women in Worship shirt on, and so I thought I was kind of cute. So I said, let me make this video real quick. So it made me think about Women in Worship because I had this shirt on. So I wanted to give you that story. But you guys stay prayerful. The time that we're living in right now is not certain. So we need to get it together. We need to get our minds together, get our hearts together, and pray for each other. And just think about how this world is just so in a mess. It's just y'all know all this stuff that's going on. We really need to come together and spread the word, encourage people, help people, because it's so much bad going on. So if you got, if you see somebody, just speak to them, even if you don't know them, smile at a person. If they drop something, pick it up for them and hand it to them. Just do some kind deeds because there's so much going on. And I think we can make a difference. And if it's just one person's life, I think that is amazing, especially with what's going on right now. So, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. I'm going to try to do my videos as much as I can. And whenever I can squeeze them in, I'm going to make sure I get something out for you guys. So, everybody have a good one and stay blessed. Thank you.